This video is being presented by Group 8. Our topic is genetically engineered hornless cattle.
The article we referenced was Gene-Edited Hornless Cow Improve Animal Welfare, but Regulatory Fate Unclear by Nicholas Starpoli, published in May 2016 on geneticliteracyproject.com.
First, we need to understand what it means to be polled. Polled means to be genetically without horns in a species that is naturally horned.
The idea is that successfully increasing the number of polled dairy cows could save time, money, and improve animal welfare.
The easiest option would be to selectively breed the cattle for the desired trait, but there have been some complications.
Only 6% of dairy cattle are born naturally polled. Farmers have worked for decades to try to increase this percentage.
Unfortunately, the use of polled Holstein sires has been impeded by their lower breeding value for milk production.
The average loss was $252 per lactation per cow. And still, after 20 generations, only 50% of their cows will be polled.
The farmers would have to suffer great losses and wait decades for minimal successes.
So what is another option?
A team of scientists have announced that they have created gene editing technology to produce hornless cattle.
So how do they do it?
The process includes the use of tools referred to as talents to edit the gene sequence.
The following video clip will explain the process.
First, the talons locate the gene that codes for a horned gene. Then, that region is removed and replaced by a region of DNA that is naturally occurring in other breeds of cattle. This contains a mutation to make the cattle polled.
On the opposing side, critics do not like the idea of messing with an animal's DNA in the lab.
But those who are supporting the process include scientists, veterinarians, and even some organizations that may surprise you. Willard Eyestone, a Virginia Tech researcher, claims this type of gene editing does not introduce any gene sequence into horned cattle that are not already present.
Licensed veterinarians deemed the cattle in the study to be all in good health.
Some extremely opinionated animal rights organizations like the idea of being able to painlessly remove horns from cattle.
According to PETA, the process of dehorning is extremely unethical.
Inserting the polled gene would allow the process of dehorning to be unnecessary on dairies that use the gene technology.
It is yet to be determined exactly how the cattle and the products they provide will be regulated.
The question of whether the cattle who have been genetically engineered will be considered natural will have a large impact on this decision.
According to Dr. Reese, because it's a naturally occurring mutation, the cattle should be considered natural.
Even though the experts seem to be supporting the process, it is ultimately up to you as the consumer.
These popular brands prioritize buying products from polled cattle, but it is unclear if they will embrace those who were genetically engineered.
There are still many unknown questions, and challenges are sure to arise in the process. But this article is an example of the advances in the industry that are on the horizon.